Okay, Christmas is here, everyone. Christmas is here. Today's video is my yearly manga shopping guide for the holidays. These are all gifts that I would get my personal friends. Okay, wait, hold on. It got cold in here. It got cold. Whew. Okay. Sorry, it's getting kind of chilly here in California. It's raining outside, actually. Well, it's starting to rain. I don't know if you guys can hear it. You probably can, especially with this whole mic setup. But yeah, what a cozy video this is. In today's video, we have over $1,000 worth of manga recommendations. Christmas is the time of giving, and I hope you guys find some great recommendations to either gift for a friend or, I mean, I know you guys, if you're anything like me, go to the bookstore and gift yourself some manga. Warning, this video is very long, so I've gone ahead and edited the video so that you can enjoy this either by watching it or if you'd like to be an audio-only listener to have something on in the background. Since this video is a tradition that we do here every Christmas, I want to go ahead and spread the love and let's go ahead and connect with each other. So drop where you're watching from around the world down below in the comments section. That should make things very wholesome and very interesting, and I can't wait to see where you guys are all watching from. First recommendation of the video, and this is a series I'm actually currently reading right now. I picked it up, read the first 3 volumes, loved them so much that I went and bought every single volume that was out. Like, they're all coming to the house right now. You'll see it in the next manga haul, and that is none other than Witch Hat Atelier. You know what? Let me show you the first. I have the first volume. Let me show it to you really quickly. And this is put out by Kodansha, by the way, and these are a really good release. The page quality, the art is so good. I was going to read this digitally, to be honest with you guys. Couple all of that with a very unique magical world that has some phenomenal world building in it, even already within the first 3 volumes, is a refreshing take on just a fantastical fantasy series, and I'm having a blast reading this. The art is phenomenal, the writing is phenomenal, the story is great. It's really good. I highly recommend checking out Witch Hat Atelier. Right now, you should be able to find the price for somewhere between like 10 and 13 bucks, and there's 11 volumes out right now, so there's definitely a lot of material to sink your teeth into. The next one on the list is one I'm very excited to read. In fact, I'm going to be reading it this weekend at the time of recording this video, so by the time this one goes up, I would have already read the first volume that's out physically, which is Dan to Dan.
I believe I'm saying that right. I've heard people pronounce it in multiple different ways, but I believe that's how you say it.
This is your standard Viz release coming in at 10 bucks. There's 1 volume out with 2 quickly on the way. This would make a great present. It's very, very hot right now in the manga and anime community. I personally cannot wait to read this. I've had so many of you guys ask me down below in the comments if I have read this or not. Let me know if you have, if you've picked up the first volume, if you've read ahead digitally, let me know, but I'm about to catch up with all of you guys. Moving on. This next series is a historical fiction action romance series. Let me know down below if you've read or watched Golden Kamuy. Currently right now there are 27 volumes out in English. Our main character has returned from the war, very much emotionally scarred and trying to fit back into society, and comes across a mystery of a treasure that is buried away somewhere. There's some very dark turns here of how to get the map and find the actual treasure, but he makes some unlikely friends along the way, and some of those supporting cast of characters are absolutely amazing. Written very well, very memorable. This would be a very, very good series to check out. In fact, you know what we should do? Let me know down below in the comment section what manga you guys are looking to pick up for Christmas. All right, this next series means so much to me. As a depressed art school student that has a classic case of perfectionism and always comparing myself to others, this series is, it really hit home, and it means so much to me on so many different levels, and it covers a lot of topics that I resonate with, and I think a lot of you guys will, especially burnout. But we're going to be talking about Barakuman. Now, if this is the first video you're watching of me, first of all, hi. But I talk about this series a lot on my channel, not only because I think you guys can get a lot out of it, but that it's slowly starting to come back into print, so you can pick up all 19 volumes of this series. It ends in 18, but there's like this extra bonus volume that you can get called 18 plus, so it's 19 volumes. You ever want to live on a farm? Anyways, this series is actually one that is liked by Ludwig, if you guys are a fan of Ludwig, and is a personal favorite of mine as well. And we're going to be talking about Silver Spoon. Totals in, hold on, 15, okay, I didn't even know. I should know this. This is a very well-written story. In fact, this is done by Hiromu Arakawa. You may know her from Full Metal Alchemist. I believe I've read an interview where she stated that this was the story that she really wanted to write and that was in her heart. This series has a lot in common with Barakamon in the fact that our main characters both escape to the countryside to escape the fast-paced lifestyle of the big city in Japan. Now, in Silver Spoon's case, our main character actually is in high school still. Barakamon, our main character, is an adult. In Silver Spoon, our main character is in high school and you watch him grow up to be an adult. He goes to an agricultural high school. This one is a slice of life that's going to teach you a lot about the farming agricultural side of like where our food comes from, how things are done, but it's going to give a lot of life lessons, which I very much enjoy. It's a heavy slice of life, very emotional, some great love interests that happen in this one, but if you're not a fan of slice of life, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think this one's going to be for you, but if you've ever played the Harvest Moon games or if you played them like growing up, then yes, I believe you're really going to enjoy this series. With me getting ready to go to Japan in early 2023, I have been over the moon of just getting to experience the culture over there, filming, taking you guys along for the ride, creating some like life memories along the way. I am over the moon, but there has been a couple things in the back of my mind that have been absolutely terrifying me. And one of those today's sponsor is helping with. And I believe it would help you guys out a lot that are going over to Japan or in this community, and it would make for a great gift idea. So let me introduce you to today's sponsor. Water. That's water, right? Okay. I got it. Now, as you guys may know, I'm going to Japan in early 2023. So when Rosetta Stone reached out to me for today's sponsor, I was over the moon. Rosetta Stone helps you tap into your brain's natural ability to learn languages, similar to how you learned how to speak your native tongue when you were a child. Rosetta Stone will teach you not only what to say, but also how the locals are talking so you can take this direct information into real-world usage. You have a curated lesson plan so you can learn at your own pace, on your own time, how you want, when you want. So right now, Rosetta Stone is offering the BoogieSnacks community 40% off of their lifetime subscription plan using the link down below in the description box. That takes the total price from $299 all the way to $179. Give the gift of finally learning a language that you've been putting off for quite a while this holiday season. And thank you once again to Rosetta Stone for sponsoring today's video. Now, back to the manga. Okay, quickly moving right along, our next series came out in 2010, so it's a bit old. Not me accidentally saying 2010 makes it old. Oh my god, I feel ancient right now. It's been on my list forever. I know a lot of you guys are fans of this series. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Siren down below. Totaling in 16 volumes, so it's one more than Silver Spoon that we just covered a second ago. There's going to be a disclaimer here where some of these volumes might be difficult to find. I believe volume 1 is like $20 on Amazon, but for a series that's relatively difficult to find, this is much further on the easier scale to find than some other out-of-print series, for example. If there is a manga collector in your family and they do not own Siren, I bet you they would be pretty happy to get a volume or two of this for Christmas. I bet you would surprise a lot of people out there. It would definitely surprise me, and I'm definitely interested on reading this one. Moving on over is a series that is so near and dear to my heart that I've been working on a video and I've scrapped the script. Say that 3 times fast. 3 whole times. Okay, I've written it, filmed bits of it, and then completely trashed it because I want to make sure I do this series justice. That's how much it meant to me, and it even has its own moment on my shelf, and that is Dorohedoro. You can see it all the way over there. If you're looking for a sci-fi mystery action dystopian series, this is going to be the one for you. The art is just so... Next is a series that I'm probably the most well-known for on the internet for talking about the most, and that is Hina Matsuri. So many of you guys tag me in posts, send me emails saying, hey Boogie, I've literally checked this out because of you, and you know what? I'm actually purchasing the rest of the series because I enjoy it so much. It actually makes me pretty proud because this one I wish I saw in more collections. It's so good. Technically, it's a comedy slice of life, but do not let that deter you from like the really heavy undertones and the slice of life aspect in this series. Coming up next is a series that came out back in 2003. That might even be older than some of you guys watching this right now. Oh my God. Which is Hikaru no Go. Hikaru no Go has that very lovely early 2000s art style that I love so much. And its story revolves around a coming of age story, focusing on our main character that really falls in love and with the competitive side and lifestyle of professional Go players. Not to get that confused with shogi, this is Go. I think this would make a very unique gift idea, especially to the manga collector or aspiring manga collector in the family or friends group, and I highly recommend it. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. When is the collab portion of the video, Boogie? So without further ado, allow me to introduce you to my friend here on the platform, Nana's Dreams. She is an absolutely wonderful person and makes just such cozy manga hauls, and if you're looking to get into a new creator, look no further than Nana's Dreams, of course. Links to her down below. Without further ado, I've asked her to cover some series that she likes and recommends in different price points for you guys, focusing on genres I typically don't read a lot of. So here we go, you guys.
Hi there, my name is Summer and I run Nana's Dreams here on YouTube. So first, Boogie, I wanted to say that I really enjoy your videos and admire the effort and quality that goes into your content. So this is such an honor. Thank you for giving me the chance to collab with you. Although Boogie and I do have overlap in our tastes, we are sort of on different spectrums when it comes to our manga reading. So as a quick intro about me, I've been reading manga since the early 2000s and I have been collecting a little over 10 years now. My utmost favorite genre and the one that I by far read the most of, if it's not already obvious, is romance. And to hopefully make it easier on you guys and your holiday shopping, I purposely only picked ones that are essentially still in print and where most, if not all, the volumes within the series are readily available. My first recommendation is a shoujo romance called In the Clear Moonlit Dusk by Mika Yamamori, who is actually one of my favorite mangaka of all time. This is a super popular series in Japan right now. In fact, I think over there it was one of the most recommended shoujo manga by bookstore clerks. And to sum it up, it is a lighthearted romance between a senpai kohai that are both viewed as the princes of their school. The girl is tall and somewhat has boyish mannerisms, and her love interest is a rich playboy. I have to confess that readers won't escape the usual shoujo cliches with this one, but I find that the tropes related to first love and youth are done so well. So far, Kodansha has only printed volume 1 in English, and I don't have my pre-ordered copy with me yet, but it normally retails for $12.99. Next, we have Queen's Quality by Kyosuke Motumi, who is another all-time favorite mangaka for me. This is one of my favorite series that proves shoujo can be very diverse, as it is a dark fantasy about a group of individuals that have to sweep or purge evil energy. Technically, the saga does begin with a trilogy prequel series called Kyuki Sweeper, and sadly volume 1 of that is currently out of stock. But in my opinion, your understanding and enjoyment for Queen's Quality wouldn't necessarily be affected if you did want to start it first, until the former comes back in stock. If you're someone normally used to action battle shonen, this is my top shoujo recommendation for you. And yes, this is indeed another Viz release, so these copies are also around the usual $10. Jumping into some seinen, I'd like to introduce Ron in the Grey World, a whimsical coming-of-age series about a girl that transforms into an adult whenever she wears a pair of magical sneakers. This is a character-driven story, and the art is clearly stunning. It's a marvelous read if you're into magical realism, adventure, or just nonsensical yet fun rides. These are a tad more expensive since these are the Viz signature editions, but the general feel of these copies, the French flops, coupled with the story, makes the price reasonable in my book. Moving on to the first josei, the one for adult women. This is Natsumi Ando's Something's Wrong with Us. This is more of a mature romance with a dash of mystery and complete with heavy drama and gorgeous art. For an actual premise, it revolves around the two leads being childhood friends, but early on it's revealed that the girl's mother supposedly killed the guy's father. So naturally, this is a messy love-hate romance with somewhat of a revenge plot. I'm normally not a massive fan of the forbidden love trope, but the angst and push-pull element in this is surprisingly tasteful. Now, Love of Kill. This is yet another thrilling josei, but don't let the title fool you. This is quite a slow burn romance between two assassins that cross paths, seemingly for the first time, but in truth have a complex history. Like I hinted at, the romance is honestly very far from the forefront of plots. There's more so crime, action moments, and even some violence. It is very binge-worthy, and this is a yen press release, so they are $13 each. As for another seinen, I have to rave and encourage you guys to look into the newly released Yakuza Fiancé, or better known as Rise wa Tanin ga I in Japanese. The English volume 1 should already have come out by the time Boogie uploads this video in December, and this is a Yakuza drama series that I have been following for a while and absolutely love. It's dark, different, and totally unpredictable. It's about two Yakuza heirs that get involved in an arranged marriage, but the plot, instead of focusing on them dating or a romantic angle, it relays a series of events where these two have to work together and complete some dirty work. To be quite truthful, this is kind of a strange read, and I'd wager that this will be unlike anything you've ever picked up before. All the manga that I've shared thus far are either ongoing or longer series, so let's dive into a josei psychological drama called Haru's Curse. This is a duology bundled as an English omnibus and is actually by the same creator of Yakuza Fiancé, which I shared earlier. Because this is 2 volumes in one, it retails for $17.99. For the back cover summary, this is marketed as a taboo love story about a girl dating her dead sister's fiance, which I am aware doesn't sound too appealing, but trust me, if you approach it with an open mind, you'll see that it really somehow works and is ultimately more so a beautiful tale about overcoming grief. I just really like it, and 11 out of 10 would recommend. To switch things up, the next won't have any romance, and it'll be a good thing that it does not. My Boy is best described in the words of the mangaka as a healing slice of life that follows an initial meeting that'll build into a very special bond between an older woman in her 30s and a younger elementary-aged boy. This is an extremely thought-provoking and well-written story. It maturely presents topics and weaves those discussions so naturally in the characters' conversations and inner monologues. The amount of self-awareness the characters possess, especially the female lead, and the growth and the reflection that they undergo makes this one shine. It's also a major plus that Vertical Comics has this license, as in my opinion, they're the more consistent in terms of print quality of all manga publishers. So if you plan to buy these for yourself or gift them, it's a given that your copies will align pretty splendidly and look beautiful on the shelf. Now, given that a quarter of my collection is actually comprised of romantic comedies, I feel that it's only right to at least give you guys one. My Love Mix-Up is the best contender, as it's a completed series of 9 volumes and easily explained as a convoluted love polygon that begins where a guy thinks that this girl likes this guy, but then that guy thinks that he likes him. So yes, there is a BL angle in this, and in my opinion, this is what makes this one so charming and sweet to read. This is at the top of my list as well if you are new to boys love and want to try something within that genre, and I think this is the perfect opportunity for me to squeeze in just one BL title, as it's not really a secret that I'm an avid BL reader. If I were to recommend you guys one boys love, it would hands down be Restart After Coming Back Home. Chiharu Furu, a josei sports series that most people will know as being digital only, but we'll discuss why I've included it under this section a little later. I've been a longtime fan of the series, and it recently ended at 50 volumes. Because of its length, this is probably why it's been stuck in Kodansha digital jail, but that does not mean it wouldn't be a great non-tangible gift for you or someone else to binge. As a basic blurb, it's about 3 childhood friends that get into Karuta, which is a traditional poet's card game. And I know that me saying that makes it sort of boring, but I promise you that is anything but that. And why I've included this series under the pricier gift umbrella is because the first 3 volumes, which I have on display here, are actually printed as Kodansha bilingual copies. And these editions sound exactly what they are. The text in these are in both Japanese and English, so it's a really fun and great additional resource for people wanting to learn Japanese. However, because these are printed in Japan and have to be imported, I've usually seen them being priced for on average at least $25. Moving on, here I have the beautiful deluxe edition of The Girl from the Other Side. This is a 3-in-1 hardcover omnibus that prices at $42.99, which is actually about the same price if you were to collect the 3 singles. These copies have a beautiful exterior with the leather S cover and the gilded embossing. they really do feel pretty luxurious. Interior wise, it still includes all the colored art from the former release, but even some more new pieces exclusive to this deluxe. No contest, this is my favorite special edition in the market right now, and it's a shonen that I completely devoured. To not reveal too much, this is a grim gothic fantasy about a monster taking care of a young human girl. The art is grim and eerie, but it really is juxtaposed by the quiet and wholesome moments that you witness between this father-daughter like pair. Honestly, this is one of the most prettiest manga on my shelf, and I think it'd make a wonderful gift. Last option for a generous gift is a Josei classic, Karagehime or Princess Jellyfish. This is by the great Akiko Higashimura, and it's well regarded by many for good reason. This chronicles a group of otaku women that live together, and you witness their shenanigans and small self-growths after they meet a certain individual. It's a really cheeky, funny, and amazing series, and I did check, and this retails for around $180 for the complete set of manga, which would be cheaper than if you bought these omnis alone separately. But I've also seen this box set go as low as under $100 from certain places. That's all I have to say, so I'll tag out. Thank you so much again, Boogie, for having me.
Isn't she so lovely? Thank you so much, Nana's Dreams, for just being here on the video with me, allowing me to introduce you to my community, and thank you for all the recommendations. Once again, I will link her down below. Go check out her channel. Now, if you remember at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that it was raining already, or it was beginning to rain. Now it's definitely raining a little bit, okay? And I feel like I should be recommending a cozy series, and my go-to cozy series to recommend people is Laid Back Camp or Yuru Camp. Main topic of the series is essentially hiking, camping, and exploring the Japanese mountain scene. It's also a coming of age story and learning life lessons while out on the trail or the campsite, and I find there's a element of this with how things are drawn and portrayed. It is so cozy. So if you or a loved one are looking to just bundle up and dive on into a cozy series and just feel really immersed, look no further than Laid Back Camp. Next is Apothecary Diaries, and this series is so cute. Just look at this, look at it. Okay, Apothecary Diaries, 7 volumes out, I believe, right now, which means I need to pick up volume 6 and 7. I'm a little behind, okay? Our main character is trained in the art of like herbal medicine, but essentially against her will, she's sort of forced to work in the inner palace. Now, of course, the main character with the love interest finds their way into an apothecary setting, but with a twist, a solving mysteries twist together and brewing potions. I don't know. This one is right up my alley. It had my name written all over it. You're going to enjoy this one. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, next we're going to talk about a series that you've probably heard the name of, but you've never heard me talk about before, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you're anything like me or my childhood, you grew up with this series and you probably watched the anime, but you'd be genuinely surprised to find out that the manga is kind of darker than the anime. Definitely wanted to include in this video to show a little bit of spotlight before the end of the year because the author did pass away this year. Now, there are 12 3-in-1 omnibuses that you can get. I don't believe I need to give a description on what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. One thing I do want to harp on is that the actual manga series is a lot darker than the TV show, and there's a lot of incentive to read the manga over watching the anime, or to do both, because you've probably already seen the anime growing up, but reading the manga will give you a different experience. I honestly think this would make for a phenomenal present, and one day I want to make sure that I own Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's on my shelf. But where are all the long-running series? You've probably noticed I'm not mentioning like any of the big 3. There's no One Piece, there's no Naruto, there's no Bleach. Those are in so many other videos that I don't feel like I need to harp on them. So I'm going to give you a long-running series I don't hear talked about a lot, which is Case Closed. And it's definitely a long-running series. There are 84 volumes of Case Closed out right now. This is one of those detective series that has been going on forever and has like the Sherlock Holmes effect. And by that, I mean a lot of the manga volumes are episodic in nature, and every few volumes or every few chapters, you have something that pushes the main plot along. So if that's not something you're into, I totally 100% understand, but just know that there is an overarching plot with Case Closed. Now, if you like sci-fi adventures, mysteries, we've talked about them before, but this series implements a very well-written sci-fi element to it. And of course, you're looking no further than Steins Gate. Steins Gate did start off as a visual novel, so if you wanted to read it in its original format, that would be the way to do it. However, reading the manga version of Steins Gate is actually a very nice experience, and you can pick up all of it in one omnibus. So it's not even multiple volumes, it's one big old omnibus that you can pick up for like under 30 bucks, like somewhere around there. This would make for a phenomenal present. Mystery, time travel, an amazing love interest that is just iconic within the community. This is going to make for a great Christmas present, like I mentioned before, and personally, this is one of my favorites. Next recommendation is one that I've recently found, but I've recently fallen in love with. It's so freaking good. Very melancholy. If you're into that, you're really going to enjoy this one. But this is Girls' Last Tour. It's a futuristic dystopian series where these two girls, these two main characters, are one of Earth's sole survivors after something that happened. There's going to be no spoilers here. So a lot of the story is actually a darker slice of life of them having to like forage for food, look for ammunition, supplies, go through their day-to-day without running into anyone in this barren wasteland of these empty cities as they explore. This would make for a phenomenal gift. I want to read some sports manga. Okay, I got it. I got you. I hear you. This is a series that I'm actively looking to collect right now. There are 42 volumes, so this one doesn't play around with the volume count. I don't think we need to talk about this one too much. It's in the title, Prince of Tennis. It's going to have a lot to do with tennis. I just think it's a well-written sports manga, and if you and your loved one like sports anime or manga, look no further than Prince of Tennis. You can collect all of it physically, but that might be a little bit of a challenge. You can totally do it though. You can totally do it, but it's 42 volumes, so there's always the digital route as well. Initial D. Now, this one holds a special place in my heart. If you're my age, you may have grown up watching this one on TV late at night. You guys know who you are. Initial D is like way out of print, very expensive if you want to pick up all of the volumes that are out in English, but it never even finished its English release. So if I were to recommend Initial D, that would be a really cool physical gift. Believe me, any manga collector would love that. That would be a very, very, very hip gift and a very expensive gift. I believe it's Kodansha that owns the rights for this one digitally. You can read, I believe, all of it digitally, legally. So that would be the way to enjoy this one. Another one that is on my radar that I really want to pick up that I think it's really, really cool. It's Gone. Not Gone from Hunter x Hunter, but Gone, the dinosaur manga. Now, I've heard rumors that there is zero dialogue in this manga, which makes it very unique, but I've also heard that people will pick up the Italian box set because the box set itself is so cool. This totals in 7 volumes, and you can definitely find this on a line somewhere. This isn't going to be a series that you're going to go pick up at like Barnes & Noble. You're going to have to do some eBay shopping, some online shopping, but you can definitely find this for a decent price. It's just so unique. It would be one of those like statement pieces in someone's collection and really cool to have. Next is a series that isn't necessarily difficult to find, but just expensive, especially if you pick up the deluxe editions. I picked up the single editions, which are right over there, so you probably already know where this is going. Berserk. Dark fantasy, very heavy on the emotional side. Oh my. A really great Christmas present would be a deluxe edition or 2, which can be very pricey. Listen, it's Berserk. It's a staple for a reason. Yes, it can be a very dark, heavy, emotional series with nudity and some trigger warning scenes for sure. So just know that before you purchase it. But like I mentioned, it's a classic for a reason. It's so freaking amazing. I highly recommend it. It would make, especially if you got like 1 or 2 of those deluxe editions or 3 of those. The last one on this list is a series that I don't talk about a lot, but is so cute, and it would be for the little ones. And I am a big proponent of sharing manga when we can with the little ones in your family. And if we have parents out there, or we have like older cousins that have like the little ones running around, if you want to share some Japanese culture with them and some wholesome moments with them, look no further than Doraemon. But I know what you're thinking. Doraemon's great, Boogie, but how do I get it in English legally? I was actually not aware of this, but I had a friend tell me recently that there is an international version of Doraemon with 10 volumes that it's technically a Japanese print, but has English inside. Prices will vary, but it's 10 volumes of wholesomeness that you can give to the kids or yourself. I would love to pick this up. In fact, I'm probably going to find a way to get these for my own personal collection. Thank you so much for making it towards the end of the video. This one took forever to film, but I have my coffee, I have some snacks, I've had some water, and I just had fun filming this one, and I hope you guys got some recommendations to either gift yourself or someone for Christmas. With that being said, it's raining. I feel very cozy. I'm gonna go read some manga and order some food, all right? So I'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Bye!